welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, once more in Revenant stall, where we just finished with Alphinaur's trial company, starting, yeah, whatever. And now Minfilia has something for us to do. Greetings, Sirius. Alphinaur tells me all is in place to begin his trial company. The Science shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stones. The tower is cooperating with Alphinaur to see that all is in readiness, so I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revenant's hall of late, and I wonder if Slughborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there's aught he requires? Okay, Slughborn. What can I do for you, Sirius? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out with this new arm of the Science. I barely noticed your recruits arrived. It was barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. While I appreciate your offer for aid, 'tis more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the antecedent, so I trust it means less work for you in the long run. Slughborn, the shipment, we couldn't... Godswoman, what befell? We were bringing a shipment to Revenant's stall, provisions earmarked for the frontier effort. But just as we sought to cross over into Modorna, we were set upon by brigands. I believe it may have been heretics. There were too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us. There's naught to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take a rest and we have someone along to tend to those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, then this is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. Whence did this supply originate? As for Toms, we collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. Understood. I shall see that they are apprised of this development. Sirius, we are not on good terms with the Knights of House Photons. I will be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures. Thank you for your understanding. I'm certain Lord Orshafant will be glad of your assistance. Don't look like it from their faces, but the roads look like the ones that Dormans wear, you know? So I wonder if these were Doman people. Or if these were just people who adopted the style of clothing. Okay, Orshafant. Been a while since we met. Well, it isn't my fine friend Sirius Sharpblade. Would you care for a plate of roast caracrol? Some mulled wine? No? Ah, I see you've not come to my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was in fact on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Revenant's hall. I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurthus soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Forton does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts.
Okay.
'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name.
Iceheart. Wait, is Shiva coming up? After all, this is a traditional summoning creature from Final Fantasy, and one of the most well-known.
What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait?
Of course.
Halone's blessings be upon you! Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long. Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Thank you. Come back on that offer. Ooh. Fog at these temperatures? Honestly, with the temperatures you have here in Corvus, fog is probably almost as bad as the rain. Just from the temperature, from the wet cold. And of course, the less inside can be worse than it. Okay, I'm quickly writing up. So is there aught you would ask of me? Pray speak plainly. I'm a man of action and need no honeyed words. A betrayal of a band of thieving heretics, you say. By the fury, but you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess, when 'tis a sad truth that the wilds hereabout have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly, without warning, and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. But 'tis not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves somehow seem changed. I know not what manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the man we face seemed utterly lost in the grip of righteous fervor. 'Tis an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Mayhap you would care to question one of our recent victims? As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after a trader was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. Tell you what happened? Why, yes, of course, I'm quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly blackhearts. I was traveling my usual route from Revenant front when a sudden blow set me reeling. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals, they were taking everything. It was then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that is where they were hauling my goods, but do not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me it was a miracle I survived at all, and not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. Snowcloak, huh? And let's go there. Surrender the crystals, your end is come! My life belongs to the lady. The cold sounds of pain. Draw your weapon, foul. Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You are come seeking heretics? Then we share a common purpose. We were on patrol when we chanced across one of their raiding parties and pursued them here. My wife, we should have had them cornered in this ravine. And yet, they are gone. Vanished like icy wraiths. Let me guess, you're Iceheart? You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff? Could it be Iceheart herself come to sneer at our folly? And to where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall, some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not been meant to risk further investigation. It will be best were we to return to Whiterun Front and lay out the suspicions before Lord Drillmont. Let's do that then. Serious, I appear to owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knife spared no detail in their report. The men you found out near Snowcloak were some of my finest. They should be bested so handily. I fear I've woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. It would be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what may well be the very lair of our enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Orchefront of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies of its own. As for Iceheart and the fanatics, the freezing height of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart?
We seem to have tunnels in Snowcloak.
Indeed. And this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion.
Right.
Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Thank you. And return to Revenant's toll. Slothborn. Sirius, it's good to see you return to the toll. How fared you in the frozen waste of Corvus? Our Fortum is to send us a second shipment. I must send thanks to Lord Orchvan for his continued generosity. Yet even as our own town grows in prosperity, I fear it will attract ever greater numbers of those who would do us harm in the name of greed or power. All of us, Alphinaud's new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats. Well, it's not pretty, but at least it's visible. While you were away in Corvus, preparations for the inaugural ceremony were all but completed. Although the tower does seem somewhat flustered. I've taken enough of your time. Why don't you head into the Rising Stones? See if your frantic receptionist could do with a hand. Okay. These parts need to be sorted, and these documents... why are they even here? Oh, I was sorely tempted to file a lot in my waste paper basket. Ah, Sirius, it startled me. You wish to lend a hand? Splendid! Would you be a dear and hand these uniforms to the new recruits? They're scattered about Revenant's toll and I haven't the time to track them all down. The recruits know to don their garb immediately and assemble here in the Rising Stones. You want to report directly back to Alphinaud if you don't wish to miss the ceremony? I wonder if the Science will ever have matching uniforms. A well-funded organization is a well-dressed organization, I suppose. Eight people. Okay. Do you hustle, young man? Those who believe his company will see no riches as short-sighted fools. The giving of oneself to an investment in the future. Mustn't I sign my name to the cause? These uniforms were a splendid idea. Once the organization has made a name for itself, there shall be wealth aplenty in selling replica costumes to the adoring masses. You're looking at? I thought it best to meet my fellows here, but I admit I have no idea what we are supposed to be doing. Ah, our new uniforms. I'm a minute of my induction into the Wood Whalers. Okay, where else are people? I saw Alianus up there. Agmus? With scarlet garbs marks me a proud member of a Maelstrom and a hearty defender of Limsa Luminsa. Yet in truth I stand for the betterment of a realm, and thought this new company a fine opportunity to contribute to on a grander scale. Oh, now that's a striking shade of blue. Put us alongside my Maelstrom uniform, my wardrobe will certainly not lack for color. Ilbert. I don't believe we've met. I'm Ilbert, and I will have the honor of leading my fellow recruits as captain. Much did I lose to the calamity, and I look forward to aiding others in rebuilding their lives. Welcome to the team, Ilbert. The uniforms are a shrewd decision. There's no easier method of creating a common bond among what is, essentially, a band of strangers. Serious Sharper, gods, I didn't expect to meet you strolling about town. The tales of your primal battles were what inspired me to come to Revenant's Toll. It is an honor to receive this uniform from your hands. I shall wear it with pride. Hey, Woolworth. Little Alamigo could learn much from Revenant's Toll, that this town can be so alive in the midst of such desolation. I've never worn aught quite so voluminous. Well, I'm sure I'll grow accustomed to the extra cloth in time. Ah, there's a... come on. Up. Rail. Hello there, lad. Looking for me, was you? I'd suggest giving a whistle, but I'm not sure I'd hear it among all the bustle. Oh, proper uniforms now. This thing will cut off a blood of me head. Not to worry though, I'm sure she'll be a finer after making a few judgment. Isidore has at last retired from the adventurous life. Though I shall miss his wisdom and his irrepressible spirit, I'm excited to forge my own path forward. Ah yes, the uniform. Thank you. Truth be told, the thought of pledging myself to such a lofty organization is somewhat intimidating. Yes, serious? Ah, Tataru mentioned you were handing out the uniforms. I assume you now met the rest of the recruits? Some few answered the call to arms I put forth for the established grand companies and such. We are not yet an army, but there's much a small corps of elite warriors can achieve. Did I mention I thought of a name for the company? 'Tis my hope that it shall soon be known across the breadth of Eorzea. The moment of truth draws near, Sirius. Once the last of the recruits have gathered, I shall make the official announcement.
Comrades, your presence here this day signifies the momentous choice that each of you has made. With your strength now pledged to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are beholden to no single nation. You stand as the vanguard for a united Eorzea. From this moment forth, I declare you Crystal Braves, let us mend this fractured realm and face our enemies as one. Whether it be the beastmen and their primals, or the conflict in Carteneau, it is plain that the nations of Eorzea cannot solve the problems which plague the realm. Thus does it fall to some few heroic souls to succeed where they have failed. Come, take your place at the Scion's side as guardians of Eorzea, and together we shall fight for the freedom of all! For the freedom of all!
A rousing speech, Alphino. Or should I say, Crystal Brave Commander Leveilleur?
Please, Antecedent. The title is honorary. I shall not be leading the troops into battle, as it were.
Why not?
We are of the same purpose. Let us join hands and do what must be done to save this land.
The Scions stand ready. I'm eager to see what the Crystal Braves might accomplish. This shall prove an interesting time indeed for the Scions.
Hopefully they can accomplish a lot for us. I mean, we could really use some help.
Yes, I'm listening. So our worst fears are confirmed. The entire Isle. Such power defies comprehension.
Remember the Isle of Val, the students of Baldessian, our allies?
Truly? Kryl is alive? Thank the 12. I see. Pray, inform me if her condition changes. Yes, I shall pass on your words to Urianger. My thanks. I shall contact you anon. When I learned of the loss of the Isle of Val, I dared not hope that my friend had survived. Yet, by some miracle, it would seem she has. She's still to regain consciousness, it is true, but better that than death. Putting this happy news to one side, we must now endeavor to make sense of the readings taken by the survey party. It appears the etheric disturbance which accompanied the Isle's destruction is of a magnitude alarmingly close to that of Ultima. Could the Ascians be responsible for this devastation as well?
Maybe.
I wonder. Have you heard aught from the Mother Crystal since the battle with the Garleans?
No.
Then she speaks to neither one of us. Heidelind's silence portends naught but ill, I fear. Louisoix, I pray you yet watch over us.
Very good. See that the provisions are prepared for transport. Let us hope that this shipment is spared the fate of the last. The winds are uncommonly fierce this day. believe this is the Pope of Ishgard? The Archbishop? I mean... Oh crap. That is La Brea. And that is Elidibus. But yeah, this is the end of the episode. So next time, yeah. Until next time, I'm Ace, and don't get lost.